Richard Donner's film The Goonies is set in Astoria, Washington, in the 80s. It's a town where nothing seems to happen. Indeed, one of the first things we hear in the film is the phrase, "I've got nothing," echoing Mikey's first words in the film. And in Astoria, reality is much more boring than TV. Astoria is positioned as a dying town. One of the first things that we see in the film is an actual dead body coming back to life. And this foreshadows what will happen later in The Goonies, when the Goonies themselves bring the town of Astoria back to life.
You schmuck. Do you really think I'd be stupid enough to kill myself?
Nothing exciting ever happens around here anyway.
Metaphorically, water becomes the motif that is found everywhere in the film and brings the town back to life.
What do you want?
Lots of water.
For what?
So the question you have to ask is, why is water such a powerful and useful symbol for Donner to use in this way? Water symbolises replenishing. Water is life. And as the film progresses, it serves this purpose of bringing the town of Astoria back from the dead. Water is found everywhere in this film, from opening hidden doorways to being key backdrops, where Mikey, for example, gives his key speech, positioned again exactly halfway through the movie, at the point that the Goonies have to make the decision to progress or give up. And obviously, at the bottom of the wishing well, they decide not to go up into Troy's bucket, leading to their discovery of the treasure at the end of the film. This in a Marxist way, Troy and his father have dried up the town with their mass wealth and are forcing the families to move out by buying out all the property. The water is coming back into the town and will replenish it, and the wealth found at the end is the symbol of that, leading Troy to say, "Andy! You Goonie!" which heavily foreshadows the end of the film. What's also interesting about this motif of water being used by Donner is the fact that as the film progresses, water becomes more and more prevalent and gets larger and larger in amount. We started with a tap being turned on by mouth, then going into the restaurant asking for water, the pipes of the whole of Astoria being shaken and exploding everywhere, until what we see is the Goonies head to toe immersed deep in water, and even the Fratellis as well, so that water becomes the backdrop of the whole film. And what other way could this film possibly end but with the Goonies together, united with their parents and other key figures of the town of Astoria, looking out onto the horizon and seeing the pirate ship come back to life and sailing out for its new destiny. If found, and the balcony scene is very subversively changed by Luhrmann to have Romeo higher up than. But water is not only used for desire. In this scene, when Romeo kills Tybalt in an act of vengeance, we see Tybalt fall back into the fountain. We then see a single tear run down the eye of Leonardo DiCaprio onto his cheek, and then this becomes juxtaposed by rain falling on a gun, perhaps quite a cliched image of emotion and for a filter used. So there we have it, Romeo and Juliet versus the Goonies. Water used by both directors in an interesting way. But perhaps we can see the main comparison is a much more typical use of water in a Freudian sense by Baz Luhrmann, compared to the Goonies, where water becomes almost like an extra character in the town of Astoria, symbolising its replenishment and restoration.